Well, I think it comes and goes in cycles in a way. It depends on what kind of movies you're talking about. I mean, I was always influenced by the gay avant-garde. So in the 60s, 50s and 60s, people like Kenneth Anger and Warhol and Paul Morrissey and John Waters and Jack Smith and the whole gay avant-garde were making very extreme films, sometimes sexually explicit films, really strong underground films. So that's sort of the tradition that I like to think I've been working in over the years. Now there's new films that are pushing the envelope, new queer films. There's like a new queer wave of films now. So I think they're always around. I've been working in with pornography for quite a few years. I've made very pornographic films. I've actually made hardcore porn films. Um, Quite often I'll make a softcore version and a hardcore version. The softcore version is more widely screened at festivals and theatrically. And the hardcore version is marketed as pornography under different titles. So but I feel like I've done that a lot. I've explored it quite a bit. So I wanted to try something completely different and make a kind of more accessible film in a totally different style of filmmaking. So I went back. I hadn't made a film in Canada since 1994. So I went back to Canada. I got government financing. I made the film through industry channels and with a union crew and the whole deal. So it was a brand new experience for me. I have nothing against the mainstream. I watch, I'm a huge fan of cinema. I watch a lot of mainstream cinema myself. So, um, I don't think, I think directors should challenge themselves and make different kinds of films. So I'm not adverse to trying new things. It's my biggest budgeted film to date. I had a blast shooting it with a great crew in Montreal. It was challenging and it was a bigger scale than I've worked on before, and I'd do it again. Well, as I said, I'd never gotten governmental financing before in Canada, which is quite, you know, uh, supportive of film in Canada. So I got financing from SODEC, which is the Quebec funding agency, and Quebec Telefilm. Um, and because I'm on their radar now, and Gerontophilia won a prize at the Montreal Film Festival, the Festival de Nouveau Cinéma. It won the Grand Prix for Best Canadian Feature. So I'm definitely more on their radar. So perhaps I'll be able to get some more funding after this. Uh, I always make films about people with, or quite often my films deal with people who have extreme fetishes or who don't fit into conventional society, or who transgress taboos. So I wanted to choose a subject, even though I wasn't making a sexually explicit film, that still challenged some conventions. And uh, I've met people in the past who who are gerontophiles. I've met younger people who have had relationships with, very significantly older people. The fetish itself, I think, it's also a metaphor in a way for just appreciation of the elderly. Quite often, old people are put away in institutions and forgotten, and they're in a lot of cultures they aren't really appreciated anymore for their wisdom or their experience or their grace. So the sexual attraction that this 18-year-old boy has for old people is partly respect and empathy for them. So it's kind of a metaphor for that. It's the two characters in the film. The main character is the boy is 18 and the old man is 81, and I'm somewhere halfway in between. So I kind of can identify with both a little bit. It's not, like Betty Davis said, aging is not for sissies. It's the body as it kind of like falls apart a little bit. It's hard to adapt to, but I mean that's what's so great about Lake and Gerontophilia. He actually for gerontophiles, the older the body is, the more wrinkled, the more decrepit, the more it turns him on sexually. So it gives hope to us in the future.